Welcome back to NZ Farming. It was great to see how many people watched the video last week. This week we're in mid-Canterbury at Kintore Farms and Nick Hugenvin is our manager and host. G'day Nick.
Hi Craig, welcome to Kintore Farm. The first thing I'll get you to do is download the on-site app here, and it'll get you to sign off all the hazards on the farm, and then you sign in and it notifies everyone on the farm that you've arrived.
This is pretty good, so I can get on your farm and you know I'm here just by filling in the app and ticking off all the things that may be a hazard to me.
Yeah.
What a simple way of doing it.
Yeah.
Best we get done and go and see what your farm looks like, eh?
Yeah, good.
Alright, down here in mid-Canterbury they talk a lot about leaching and soil structure and making sure that we're not putting too many nutrients down into the waterways. What does Kintore Farms do to try and alleviate any of these issues?
So we try and first of all set up our stocking rate of our farm so that we don't have too many cows running per hectare. That means that we don't have to bring so much supplement in. All the waste from the animals that are on the farm obviously have to go down into the soil, so if you have less cows, less supplement coming in, you've got a more efficient system, not so much leaching. The other thing we do is we've got an soil moisture monitoring, and we have an app that tells us how many mils of available soil water there is. Soil water deficit there is, and so we settle our irrigation based on that. So it means we're not overwatering, which means we're not leaching nutrients down through the soil profile, we're not wasting water. Yeah, so it just helps everything.
You've got a lot of management tools, so it's a matter of taking that information and using it and making sure that you're on the right side of the ledger. That information doesn't come cheaply. It's obviously cost a lot of time and energy and money to get that business structure or that equipment going for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's an investment. We believe at Kintore that we've got to leave everything better than we found it, you know, as best we can. So we want to leave the cows, make the cows' lives better than what it would be if we weren't there. The people, we want to be growing and developing the people in their own personal lives and on the farm, and we want to be enhancing the environment as well as we can.
And still making a profit too, I guess.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know, it is a business, and looking at your cows behind us here, they don't seem to be doing too bad at this time of year. You're pretty happy with the way things have been? We've had a bit of a dry year so far this year, and as far as spring's concerned, these cows living up to the mark at the moment?
Yep, no, these cows doing 2.4 kgs of milk solids at the moment, which I'm pretty happy with. They're getting about a kg of wheat and 400 grams of molasses a day, and that's it. And we've had a good spring. It's been nice and dry. Yeah, just a bit concerned about the water and the wells going forward for the rest of the season, but yeah, we'll just manage that best we can.
Nick, I'm a guy that really likes to talk honestly with people, and you seem pretty honest about it. I'm going to look you in the eye. What you're doing here at Kintore, can you tell me honestly that you're not harming the environment, you're actually trying to enhance it?
Yeah, so we're trying the best we can to enhance it. Every action you take has a reaction, and you know, for example, when we're using urea, we know that it's not just the money cost of the urea that's something we've got to consider, it's also what effect it's having on the environment. Same as with setting the stocking rate. Every decision that we make at Kintore Farm, and a lot of farmers do around the place as well, is based on the cows, the people, the environment and money. It's not just based on money.
That's great. So it's a four-legged stool.
Yep.
Good man. Okay, Nick, behind us we've got a crop of oats here, and you've told me there's a little bit of a special feature about why you've planted this crop this time of year.
Yeah, so the oats is being planted after a crop of fodder beet. The cows graze the fodder beet in the paddock, and then if we just leave it bare, the nitrogen will leach out of the soil and into the groundwater. So by planting the oats, we've got something to soak that nitrogen up and use it for something good. It's basically a break-even proposition as far as money goes, but it's just purely for environmental reasons.
The industrial age and the fact that we've burned so many fossil fuels has made carbon a real problem, and we have global warming because of it. What do you see farmers being able to do to help with managing the carbon losses that have gone into the atmosphere?
Okay, so I've recently become aware that pasture farming is the best way to get carbon back out of the atmosphere, back into the ground, into the soil, and So we've actually got figures. We've been testing for carbon in the soil at Kintore Farm for since 2007, and I've got the figures to show that we've been building carbon over that period of time. So what the theory is being shown in reality to be happening here.
So Kintore Farms is leading the way as far as looking after what is in the soil and measuring what's in the soil. This is obviously just the start. This could lead to some pretty big things as far as improving what farmers do, or the perception of what farming's doing for managing soil elements and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we there's not far away, apparently I've heard, is that live nitrate measuring of the soil is about to come online, and when we've got that, we'll have a really good tool to measure how we're managing in real time, and how that's so that we can minimise our impact on the environment.
And with the irrigator going in the background there as well, that you'll be able to control how much water goes on, where it is, and make sure that that leaching once again doesn't happen because of that lifetime measuring tools.
Yeah, that's right.
What a good thing. Good on Kintore Farms, and you're not the only ones doing it, of course.
No, there's plenty of people doing similar things.
Just need to get it out there so everyone knows about it.
That's right.
Good on you. Well done. Nick, one of the things at Kintore Farms is that you've got a lot of plantings, and I can see quite a few natives and stuff in the background here, and in fact you've told me you've planted over 6,000 trees, a huge cost. We talk a lot about farming, about water quality and looking after waterways. I noticed that this waterway here isn't fenced, for the cattle can still get into it. Now, can you explain that for people? Because it seems a little bit controversial.
This waterway is actually deliberately not fenced. It's a requirement of the irrigation company that we don't fence it, because the cows graze the grass down. If we've got long grass in this irrigation waterway, it slows the water flow down and it makes the water less efficient travelling to our water storage pond for irrigation.
Okay, so this is actually irrigation water. It's not natural water that's going to end up out in the ocean or anything along those lines. So the cows are used as a tool here. So not every waterway that we see in New Zealand will actually be an end product into the ocean.
No, that's right.
Nick, trees are definitely an important part of animal welfare, keeping them warm, and also looking after wind erosion and stuff like that. There's been a lot of controversy in Canterbury about how many trees have come down for the make way for irrigators. What is Kintore Farms doing? I have noticed you've got some pretty long tree lines here now, young trees and stuff. So what are you doing? Tell me.
So this line here that you can see is about 2.5 kilometres long, and it's there for shelter and from the nor'west and the southerly. We've basically planted 6,000 native plants and trees in the last 5 years. Spent over $100,000 planting them and maintaining them, and we think it's an important part of farming, is creating an environment for the cows to be warm and dry, and also when we've been selecting plants, we've been going for ones that are food source for bees and birds, or native birds and bees, and so that's been something we've been working on.
That's obviously a big part of your management structure. It's a big cost too. I imagine that 6,000 trees have cost you a lot of money to get established, and obviously you've lost the odd tree along the way and had to replant them and stuff like that too. But the benefits are going to outweigh that cost by a mile later on, aren't they?
Yeah, they will do. Yep.
Just the fact that it looks good for a start. The farm's probably one of the most attractive farms on your road, but the fact that you're doing it for the right reasons must make the team at Kintore pretty proud.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
You know what, guys? I think Kintore Farms are doing a good job for farming and making sure that it's profitable. They look after their people, they look after their stock, and they look after the environment. People in New Zealand put good food on your table. It's people like Nick that are glad that you eat it. So make sure you enjoy it.
Too many arms, but I just can't think.
And lucky enough to have today their manager, Nick Hugenberg.
Been building carbon levels in the soil over that period of time.
Good man.
And then we can show it.
You just recorded that, didn't you, Dave?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
that's a take.
that was a bit. It was a bit telly though, wasn't it?